If this is your first time on our channel, we recommend starting with our brief introduction on the top right corner.
Morning. Asian equities are rallying today, with leading indices in Japan, China and Korea advancing more than 2% despite the lackluster performance on Wall Street yesterday. The semiconductor sector is the driver of positive momentum, after Micron's update last night. Japanese chip-related companies, Tokyo Electron and Adventist, are gaining up to 7%. European and US stock futures are trading between 0.5% and 1% firmer overnight. Chip maker Micron Technology reported quarterly earnings after the close, beating revenue and profit estimates on the back of strong demand for its memory chips from the AI sector. Shares rallied 14% in extended hours. European and US equity markets ended a touch weaker, driven by concerns about whether China's new stimulus plan can revive domestic consumer spending. Also, Morgan Stanley downgraded some auto companies, with Ford and GM falling more than 4%. In Germany, news reports suggest that software giant SAP is under US investigation over a potential price-fixing incident. Shares fell 2.5%. The dollar appreciated, and benchmark yields shifted upwards by a few basis points across tenors on Wednesday. Oil dropped more than 2%, despite crude stockpiles hitting their lowest level in nearly 2.5 years. Headlines. Hurricane Helen is expected to intensify to Category 4 in its path through the Gulf of Mexico before it makes landfall in northern Florida on Friday, and weather models predict severe floods. Israel does not rule out a ground offensive in Lebanon to fight Hezbollah as the conflict intensifies, and Washington tries to avoid an all-out war with a 3-week ceasefire request. The OECD forecasts global inflation to continue to ease and economic growth to stabilize at 3.2% this year, but warned of widening fiscal deficits for large nations and urged them to cut spending and raise taxes. Some Commerzbank shareholders suggested management hold constructive talks with UniCredit after Berlin said it could not block a takeover and ruled out increasing the government's stake. The Italian bank already controls 21%. Commerzbank's stock remains near its 12-year high, following this year's 42% rally. ChatGPT parent, OpenAI, plans to restructure its core business into a for-profit corporation that will no longer be controlled by its non-profit board, and co-founder Sam Altman may receive 7% of the shares. In central bank action on Wednesday, Sweden's Riksbank cut rates by 25 basis points as anticipated, to 3.25%, and signaled further easing measures ahead, which could include a 50 basis cut. Inflation is running at 1.2%, below the official target. In new bond placements, the notable corporate issuer yesterday was Oracle, placing senior debt in dollars rated BBB, with 5, 10, 30 and 40 years maturities, for a total of $6 billion. Data to be released today: Spain's retail sales, US GDP, durable good, and weekly initial jobless claims. Monetary policy meetings today: Switzerland is expected to cut rates by 25 basis again, to 1%, although futures are pricing in a 50% chance of a larger reduction. Mexico is expected to ease by 25 basis to 10.5%. Large caps reporting earnings today: Costco Wholesale and Accenture. That's all for today. See you tomorrow.
Visit laconicbriefs.com to subscribe to our newsletter, including this audio podcast with an extended script if you prefer to read, plus performance tables and charts. all in one place. Delivered straight to your inbox every morning, Monday to Friday.